And we're live in the umbraCoffee. It wasn't planned to go half an hour ago because I just must admit that I've set up the stream wrong. So we are on time. We're here and joined as always with me and Callum and Søren as our guest today. Hello everyone, guys. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm doing good too. As I said to you again this morning, Marcin, completely forgot it was Friday again. So yeah, but Owen's saying in the chat, sun's shining. It's pretty sunny here too. So yeah, you know, could be a lot worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And Søren, how's the weather in Denmark, by the way? Is it?
It could be better. We had better days a few weeks ago, but hopefully it picks up again next week. So.
Yeah, and of course we are in the middle of May, and there was a lot of conversations on Twitter that we are counting down till Cold Garden, obviously because during this time of the year usually we are packing up or planning the trips to Denmark, and after one of those days we've opened the well-known website called like, is it Cold Garden yet? And we were able to see something like that, and so is it Cold Garden yet, or is not? 14 days till something.
Indeed, 14 days, but the garden's not happening. So.
And of course there was a lot of preparations ongoing. Niels was teasing us with some funny swag, which was produced for the probably Cold Garden purposes, and due to Corona issues and Corona sucks mantra, there is a Corona sucks, and quick lesson of English pronunciation for all of us here.
I wonder if we'll end up seeing some of this merch. It looks like it's kind of packaged up to be bought or given away or something. So I wonder if we'll see this appear around Cold Garden time. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So Søren, were you planning to go to Cold Garden this year, or?
Yes, I was. It's first thing I do after each Cold Garden is to book the next ticket. So.
I mean, it's not
disappointing to get the news that it was cancelled this year because I was really looking forward to it this year.
It's not exactly a huge journey for you, though, is it?
No, it's not. 5 kilometers or something.
5 kilometers, exactly.
Yeah, so you can probably just go there using your bicycle and just send some photos that you are checked in or something like that during the days of Cold Garden.
Sometime.
Yeah, but what we've started talking about is some kind of other event which is coming in kind of connections to what's supposed to be during the Cold Garden. It's a code patch, and that's a really interesting name, and it's an initiative driven by it's Umbraco hackathon with lightning talks, community guided talks. Callum, you've been also mentioning a lot of things about it. And you've been attending the first hackathon organized by Candid, so you can.
Yeah, I went along to the first one, which was really good. It was 2 days of hacking, but from talking with Lottie and Carol yesterday, this idea has come about because they wanted, kind of naturally during the hackathon, these discussions ended up happening and these kind of impromptu demos ended up happening for 10, 15 minutes, and it worked really well. And then they thought, well, hey, Cold Garden isn't happening now. What if we could do something to compensate a little bit? And yeah, that's where CoPatch came from. And so I believe they're currently reaching out to some speakers, maybe Cold Garden scheduled speakers, to potentially do a talk, so some of these lightning talks. But you can kind of just join for the day, sit there, hack along, and there'll be occasional Umbraco goodness shared by other people. I love the name as well. Until yesterday, when Lottie was explaining it and diving into it, I hadn't really thought too much. Like Code Patch is like fixing a bug, like a hackathon.
Yep.
But also, like this may be an English thing, but you would say like people might refer to like a garden as a patch, like or have a patch in the garden, or like a veg patch. So like Code Garden, Code Patch. It's like it makes so much sense. Really clever. And amazing graphics by Laura here too.
Yeah, I must admit that I had this lesson and checks in the dictionaries what patch is and why it refers to carrots and everything like that. So yeah, exactly. We are learning along, and that's fine. And Søren, did you attend the previous hackathon, or you have any plans to maybe join this one, or?
Yeah, I didn't attend the previous one. I had an idea that I would, but couldn't make the time. But hopefully this one, especially. But let's see. I don't have anything planned for those days, so I think I'm going to attend.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I will be in the middle of the mountains then. So because I'm going to release myself from self-isolation, but I will join. For at least for a while, because I really miss this spirit, and I think it's a good opportunity to just even say hi, jump for a couple minutes, or time to just see people basically from the community, because it was not often possible recently. So yeah, let's see each other then probably, and wait for more announcements. And I presume again that it will be covering a lot of time zones as well. Last time we were highlighting the approach taken by Candid team, how it's collapsed and fetched the expectations from various parts of the whole globe. And this time it's going to be the same. So that's amazing. So everyone can find the time to join. And see how it will go.
Indeed.
That's awesome. And of course, as usual, we can focus for a while on Umbraco and community releases. And as we have Søren here, Søren, you've been mentioned multiple times in the last umbraCoffee. You've been doing. I don't know if you have a schedule plan for your releases, but you've been very constant and active in terms of releasing packages which you are maintaining right now. How you're approaching that? How are you finding it from your side?
Yeah, usually I try to release all the weeks that I'm not on umbraCoffee, but then you came around and asked me to join today anyway. So
yeah,
so that's a double for that one.
You've been giving Kevin Jump a run for his money, because he's normally the release king, but this week you've done, I think, 3 things, which is incredible.
Yeah, 2. I think the third one is that Fun Awesome pack, and I've given that one on to Chris, who made the pull request, because I don't use it myself, and I think it's much better than he gets the control over it. So, and also I'm hoping for the pull request for Svg Icons to be pulled into Umbraco sometimes. So I didn't really want to put a lot of effort into icons right now. If you don't know, there is a pull request for adding Svg Icons in the back office. So
awesome. This was Chris Houston, who did a pull request to fix it up with the latest version of Font Awesome Icons, but you've basically passed the package over to him.
Yeah,
and he'll be maintaining it, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. And 2 packages which you've mentioned, just 2 packages.
Yeah, just 2
are one of the really high popular packages recently in the Umbraco community. And this is, of course, Doctype Grid Editor, which you've taken over, the ownership of it at some point behind the time. And second one is obviously Matryosha package, which delivers the ability to use tabs inside of the Umbraco V8 installations, and not only tabs right now. So maybe can you tell us more about the whole extensions of the Matryosha in the recent releases?
Yeah, so I found from one of the sites that I built that usually I like the idea of having groups instead of tabs, but there's just some things that you'd like to hide away, like SEO and settings and stuff like that. And I don't think they should be part of the content, but they are, because that's the only way we can get it out of the box from Umbraco. So I had one tab with a lot of groups on, and there was a lot of groups far below on the screen. So I made a possibility to scroll down from the tab menu drop down, and that has been added in the latest release from yesterday. It's now configurable, so the default is that groups are not showing up in the drop down. You have to specifically say that they should show up. Because also, if you have two small groups on one tab, then there's no reason for them to have a drop down.
Yeah.
In addition to that, I added in the possibility of collapsing groups, and all this is done by just say it as it is. It's hacking around in Angular and jQuery, because Angular and jQuery is available, so that was the easy way of doing it. I know could probably do it in a smarter way, but as you can see from the preview we showed, it works especially good for nested content, where it's just out of a sudden you suddenly have tabs in there. So
awesome.
this is also configurable, so you can have the groups be expanded by default on new nodes and closed when editing. I think it adds some good UX for the editors.
And this release has brought all of that capability to members and media as well.
Yeah, members and media, and also doc-type grid editor. The thing about doc-type grid editor and content is that they pretty much use the same views. The only difference is that doc-type grid editor comes with its own, but they use the same directive, so it was easy to keep that inside of the package. So it just supports both ways, and also for medias and members, there was a tiny difference in the way the views got intercepted to make those work. So.
Yeah. It's awesome to see how you being involved in the doc-type grid editor package helps to discover those types of things like exchange of UIs and the connections between them. And we were still talking a lot in the past that some of the unknowns in Umbraco directives and the ways how back office is organized were not helping package creators and some various other people who are doing back office extensions, and right now it's getting to the, let's say, similar or more constant approach in V8, and it's a lot easier for everybody else who can just join, see how it's built in those packages, for example, and maybe extend it or use it for their own purposes. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and also a project like Matryosha is a great way of trying to see what is even possible with Umbraco. And as I found, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do, and probably also a lot of stuff that you shouldn't do. But
that's kind of the seed of a lot of the ideas I work on as well. It's just, oh, this would be kind of cool, and I just hack around and see what I can do.
Yeah.
Like at one point, I made a way for editors to provide feedback of like one doc type. So you can say, I've made a change to doc type. I want feedback on this. It pops up a core dialogue to say, hey, what do you think? And you can then interactively like give feedback inside. And that was just me hacking around with tours basically and seeing if I could make the actual tour message richer. And I just came up with a use case and built it. Never released it yet, maybe. But yeah, it's great to experiment.
Yeah, I think we all have a lot of fun stuff hidden in our private repos. So.
Yeah.
Flexibility. It's still up to flexibility and possibilities around extending Umbraco, and that's beautiful. Some of it can be in the core, some of it maybe should be in the core, but then it's still possible. And if it's delivered like that, everyone can use it if they are just aware that this is somewhere. Because recently, even in the past, we've said that some people are not looking for packages; they are trying to build something from scratch. And now it's also a good way to promote some of those packages because they are there. You don't need to build everything like that from scratch. Just use the proper packages for the proper solutions and don't reinvent the wheel again, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's jump on the another release which happened this week, and it's Umbraco release, which is in general helping all of us or all of the people who are maintaining the websites which are on version of 7 of Umbraco. And it was a push release helping to fix a memory leak, which was discovered probably in the Umbraco forms, if I remember.
Yeah, I think it's in forms.
Correct. Callum, do you know it?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and it affects form workflows, I think. But it's been there since like the 6 days. So this was patched in V8, and a lot of people complained in V7 as well. So it's now in V7. I think this is possibly one of, if not the last V7 patch release we're going to see. Like they said 15 is the last point release, so we're probably not going to see many more bug fixes on that. So yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Kind of sad.
Nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. It's coming, and still people. We have a lot still running on v7, so it's good that it can be improved even by small bits. And security and memory leaks are always funny to deal with, and glad that they are not going to come by and back again if after this release. And yeah, that was that. And also from the package world, we've noticed a really nice anniversary highlighted by Javan and his Slimcy package, which was also released in the V3 version this week. And Slimcy turned out
5. Catchy name.
Yeah, so it's a really great anniversary on its 6th birthday, right? So
well, no, Jevon says he plans to release the kind of full version on its 6th birthday. So it's 6 coming up in a few weeks, I believe, and yeah, he's going to release the full version of V3, which is for V8. He does a load of fancy stuff with responsive images and picture tags and all kinds of crazy stuff. But it looks really elegant, actually. You just kind of install it and it gets to work rather than having to configure anything and write code. It looks really cool.
Yeah, there was also a CDN package release at sometimes in the past, and right now it's all getting served from CDNs as well from the package itself. Still, I didn't play too much with Slimcy in my projects, but Søren, do you use it, or did you use it in any of the projects?
Yeah, we used to use it primarily because of the sheer cleverness of the package, but we made our own version of it, to say, because I got tired of writing all those picture elements by hand. So we made some slight variations to it and used that internally. But definitely, I'm going to have to take a look at this one, especially the part from all the images from CDN is how that is done, and maybe we'll pick up Slimcy again instead.
Yeah, so if I'm right, I think it originated as it was an integration of Slimage.js into Umbraco. And that was kind of in the pre-picture element days, maybe where you'd have to responsively swap out image elements. And then it was applied to picture elements a bit later. But I kind of avoided that when the picture element came along for, as you said, hand coding our own picture elements. But now with this, it will kind of do that automatically, I think, which is really, really cool.
It does, and the only downside is that you have a dependency on JavaScript to calculate the sizes of the images. Both Chrome and Firefox, and I'm pretty sure the new Edge has lazy loading native now, but they still can't decide the size of the images, so you have to do that manually, and that's where the lazy loading library and this one comes in handy, especially for solutions where you don't always know how big the image is going to be when you're building the markup.
Indeed.
That's great. I'm convinced now to play more with it, to be honest. And we had also two more informations around the packages world. One of them was the new release of Simple Redirects package, and it's version 1.0.8, which is
how many put 1.0.0.
I can hear myself in the background from time to time, thanks to my great internet connection today. So yeah, this version, which was released this week, and yeah, we can all upgrade if we are using this package to handle redirects in our Umbraco installations. And from one of the previous guests, from the Perplex and Jeffrey, we've been able to see some teasers about personalization in EU Marketing Suite. And that's also another great preview of the extension point.
Unreleased, but he teased us about this a couple of weeks back, didn't he? Saying they were adding personalization in their current sprint. So this looks like the finished product, and looks really slick.
Yeah, and again, I've set up the demo site using the Vue marketing suite for the internal team purposes, and it just looks great and amazing. It's worth to say that they've planned to start working on this personalization feature. Right now, it's on first UI previews and things like that. So ongoing project. And Søren, if we have you here, did you have a chance to do anything about personalization with Umbraco, maybe using these packages or other packages?
No. Not yet. I'm definitely going to have to look into your marketing suite. It looks extremely well made. So hopefully get a chance, at least on our own website. I think we're going to try it out and see what it can do, and hopefully it can help our clients too. So
I saw earlier in the week there was someone on Twitter, I can't remember who, saying they really love the UI of your marketing suite and it just feels super slick and super nice. And they said they wish all of Umbraco looked like that. And Jeffrey said, "Well, we're available to hire by HQ if they want us to come and perplexify the back office."
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, we discussed last week about their new content blocks package, which also looks and feels very similar to the new marketing suite. So they've kind of got a whole like a CMS skin, like a perplexed Umbraco ecosystem where all their packages look and function the same, which is really nice.
Yep, that's great to highlight. Always looking forward for more releases and more teasers like that. And events time. We've mentioned the hackathon ongoing in the next weeks, but there's also an online event which you've Callum are included in, and it's on Wednesday, May 27th, and you're doing it with Hank from
Microsoft. Yeah, so Hank at Microsoft and a couple of other people from Umbraco HQ and around the community. We're doing a demo of how to get Umbraco up and running on Azure in 1 hour. We'll take a look at all the stuff you need to do to configure. It will be live streamed on Twitch US time, so it will be like European evening. Yeah, if you're interested in that, come along.
Of course, link to join and subscribe will be included in the YouTube description, right? If you're...
Of course. And it's going to mostly be targeted at people that maybe don't know about Umbraco particularly. So this might be their first interaction of getting Umbraco up and running. But yeah, it should hopefully be valuable for kind of anyone that's interested in Umbraco and Azure. So come along, 27th of May.
And we forgot to mention when we were talking about personalization that there are recordings from Dutch Umbraco user groups, which was all about personalization. And because I don't understand Dutch yet, it's not like a really great resource for me. But if you are from the area or you are speaking or understanding Dutch, that's a great material which is released on Umbraco community YouTube channel, and you can take a look and see the whole recording, 2 hours long from the recent meetup there, which is great to see, even to scan through and see how it works. So yeah, that was about the events, and we highlight some other things spotted on the Umbraco community, some mysteries being solved.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
whose hands are on the installer screen? That's the question. Did any of you know this before it was revealed?
Yeah, I thought it was Sebastian's.
Sebastian, yeah. A lot of people thought it was Sebastian. He painted his nails one year, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Umbraco HQ helped to solve the mystery, and of course it was Christina who handled this bunch of stickers. That's if we have more mysteries like that, feel free to highlight them. Those are great times to solve them and to focus on some puzzles to relieve the curiosity around some of the things like that. And if we're jumping back to remembering good stuff, we've also seen an Umbraco Spark summary written by Catherine from the Jive team, and there is a small gallery also from this year's event, and it's helped us to remember the last great event in which we were able to participate in person.
The last and possibly only this year, which is crazy. But there's an even bigger gallery on the Umbraco Spark website with some hideous pictures of me drinking a beer, and amongst others. So if you want to go and reminisce about how good that one event we got to go to this year was, then yeah, check out the gallery.
Yeah, it's here after it loads on my great connection today. So yep, and from the other things around the community, there was another appendix to the series about the vendor done by Paul.
An hour and a half long. Did you see this? It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's the total running time for this vendor module that Paul's doing to like 2 hours 15 minutes or something, which is 3 hours 15 minutes. So it's like an insane amount of content.
Yeah, but it's because of its detailed cover. Because I was scanning through this video, and Paul is really doing a great division on small bits and small implementations, even with discussing why and how to do particular parts, which is great resource to learn how to do stuff with vendor. And if it will be even 5 hour long, it's still not a full day, and you can learn how to set up the to working solution.
You're back.
And that's I'm back.
Yeah,
I was away. Oh, damn it! Yeah, I need to restart my router and call the provider today, because it's happening from the morning and yesterday. About hacking, also, Callum, you've placed my hacking algorithm to help UK citizens.
Boris Tarkovsky. I love this.
When I seen it on the agenda for the first time, I thought, the guy with my last name. That's interesting. And then I realized, oh, damn, it's about my algorithm for Boris implementation.
I love this.
Yeah, when I saw this message and the memes coming from the UK about the suggestions how to deal with COVID, I thought that it might be easier to just do it as an algorithm. And of course, it's pretty simple to understand, right? So just use this algorithm if you don't know what to do in terms of dealing with COVID-19.
I spent a whole 2 hours the other day reading through it to work out what the result would be.
Yeah, that's funny, of course. And the second funny part was how to make beats using the Windows sound.
I love this. Someone made a beat out of the sounds that Windows makes. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear it because obviously it's on Marcin's headphones. But yeah, it's Bill Gates dancing to all of the sounds that Windows makes. There'll be a link below. Highly recommend watching it if you want to smile.
Yeah, I don't know if it's same in your countries, but in Poland we have a lot of challenges recently, and one of them is Hot 16 challenge, when hip hop artists are recording 16 verses using different beats. And right now I'm tempted to record 16 verses using Windows beat as the background. But that's going to be amazing. But the other challenge is more related to what we do, and this is 30 dev stories on Instagram. I don't know if you are using Instagram that much. I was not using it recently, but I was doing it in the past a lot. But developers in Poland decided to start a challenge where they are forced or challenged to do the stories daily for 30 days in a row, sharing their expertise about programming, architecture, software craftsmanship in general. And I must admit that this initiative is so awesome that I've learned so many things thanks to that I'm just right now sad that it's just Polish in 80%, let's say, because there are 2 or 3 people who are doing it in English. But yeah, if you are interested in something like that, join the challenge, see how it goes, and maybe share your expertise, because it's great to motivate ourselves to touch specific topics on a daily basis. And I really say I must admit that I've learned probably more in the recent week watching those stories than in the whole year behind, by reading articles, books, and stuff like that, which is awesome. And
so it's just sharing your experience or sharing your story of how you got to where you are or something?
No. It's to be honest, it's more like, for example, continuous integration and continuous deployment using the feature toggle switches. And guys are sharing the stories how to set it up on Azure DevOps, for example, how they set it up
an
on
Instagram story.
Yes, as an Instagram story, step by step, daily. You can watch it, whenever you are using your mobile phone, then refer back to that on the people's profile. Then, for example, there was also about the cohesion and the whole architecture around the coupling of the modules. And one of my friends is sharing it's in English, to be honest, extend classes and all the architecture stuff. I was away again, right?
Yes. Yeah. You could tell by Søren and I laughing.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram to see more of it in action. Sorry for that. Cool. So yeah, interesting challenge. Join it if you want to share your knowledge or learn from others. I really like it. I will be highlighting it more often, probably. And that's it. Yeah. If I'm back, if you can hear me, I'm done. Guys, do you have anything else to add to what we've discussed today?
Yeah, I recently saw from the Laravel community in PHP was an example of permanently redirecting the /wp-login.php to a YouTube link to Rick Astley with the Never Gonna Give You Up, so you can rickroll all your hackers. I thought that was pretty funny. Probably going to implement that on our own sites. I think we have fair share of traffic for that URL.
There's a new Umbraco package for you. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe something to hack during the next hackathon.
Yeah, could be fun.
Søren has released version 2 of URickroll.
Yeah.
Version 2.1.
Should be part of that uSiteLog thing.
Yeah, that's great. And Callum, do you have anything else to add? Any specific plans for the ongoing days other than those mentioned?
No.
Cool. So that was good. Of course, if we missed anything or if you have something to highlight maybe during the next episode, just let us know anywhere, basically in the comments or Twitter or any other threads. We are constantly watching it. And yeah, thanks guys for sharing your thoughts about those topics. And as always, we will see each other